Gurfalo and the New Year's Eve Extravaganza. It was the last day of the year in the Whimsical Woods, and everyone was preparing for the New Year's Eve Extravaganza. Glittering snow covered the ground, icicles dangled like shiny ornaments from the trees, and the woodland animals buzzed with excitement. In the middle of the woods, Gurfalo, the big green creature with floppy purple ears, was snoozing on his sofa made of moss. He was surrounded by leftover snacks from the pancake festival, which he'd been munching on for weeks. Gurfalo! Wake up! Zip-Pity the bird chirped, flapping her wings frantically. Tonight's the big party. Gurfalo opened one eye lazily. Party? What party? The New Year's Eve Extravaganza! Zip-Pity exclaimed. There'll be fireworks, dancing, a countdown, and the great pinecone drop at midnight. The what now? Gurfalo asked, sitting up with a crunch as he accidentally squished a cheeseberry crisp. The great pinecone drop. It's like a giant pinecone that lights up and drops from the tallest tree to mark the new year. But it won't happen unless everyone helps. Zip-Pity explained. And you're on the decorating committee. Gurfalo's ears perked up. Decorating? I'm great at that. Let's go. Decorating disaster. When Gurfalo arrived at the clearing, the other animals were hard at work. The squirrels were stringing fairy lights, the raccoons were hanging shiny streamers, and Gary the goat was balancing on a ladder to hang a giant glittering star. I'll handle the lights, Gurfalo announced confidently. He grabbed a massive bundle of fairy lights and began stringing them across the trees. Unfortunately, Gurfalo's idea of stringing involved tossing the lights over branches and hoping for the best. Soon, the entire clearing looked like a spiderweb of tangled lights. A squirrel got stuck, Gary tripped on the wires, and one end of the lights ended up in Gurfalo's mouth. Oops, Gurfalo mumbled through a mouthful of lights. Maybe decorating isn't my thing. Zip-Pity sighed. Why don't you help with something simpler? Like the snacks? Snack catastrophe. Gurfalo waddled over to the snack table, where Millie the mole was preparing trays of acorn cookies and honey-drizzled popcorn. I'll make something amazing, Gurfalo declared. He grabbed a giant mixing bowl and dumped in everything he could find, jelly beans, cheeseberry crisps, pancake syrup, and even a handful of glitter for extra sparkle. What are you making? Millie asked, peeking into the bowl. A New Year's surprise snack, Gurfalo said, stirring the gooey mess. He shaped it into lumpy balls and put them on a tray. When the first guests arrived, they eagerly grabbed the colorful treats. But as soon as they bit into them, their faces turned green. Gurfalo, what is this? Gary the goat bleated, spitting glittery crumbs. Deliciousness? Gurfalo said sheepishly. Zip-Pity face-bombed with her wing. Let's just focus on the pinecone drop, okay? The pinecone problem. The centerpiece of the New Year's Eve Extravaganza was the great pinecone drop, a giant glowing pinecone that had to be hoisted to the top of the tallest tree. Everyone gathered around as Barry the bear and the raccoons pushed the pinecone into place. But just as the pulley started lifting, the rope snapped, and the pinecone came tumbling down. The crowd gasped as it landed right in the middle of Gurfalo's snack table, smashing everything in a shower of glitter and syrup. Great, Zip-Pity groaned. Now what? Gurfalo scratched his head, an idea forming. What if we drop something else? Like what? Zip-Pity asked. Gurfalo looked around and spotted the biggest object in the clearing, Barry the bear. Gurfalo, no, Zip-Pity said, her eyes widening. Gurfalo, yes. Gurfalo replied. The bear dropped with Barry's reluctant agreement. The animals rigged up a new pulley system to hoist him into the air, holding a smaller, makeshift glowing pinecone. The crowd gathered, giggling and cheering as Barry wobbled and waved from above. As midnight approached, Gurfalo led the countdown. 10. 9. 8. The pulley creaked ominously. 7. 6. 5. Barry looked nervous as the rope began to fray. 4. 3. 2. Snap! The rope broke, and Barry plummeted, but he landed safely in a giant snowbank, sending a puff of glitter and snowflakes into the air. 1. Happy New Year! Gurfalo shouted, throwing his arms up in celebration. The crowd roared with laughter and applause as fireworks lit up the sky. Barry popped out of the snowbank, covered in glitter but grinning. Best New Year's Eve ever, he declared. The dance party with the pinecone drop a hilarious success. The animals celebrated with music and dancing. Gurfalo showed off his signature dance move, the floppy ear wiggle, which quickly became the hit of the party. Even Zip-Pity had to admit it was a fantastic New Year's Eve. You may be a walking disaster, Gurfalo, but you sure know how to make things fun. Fun is my specialty, Gurfalo said, twirling a glittery squirrel on the dance floor. As the fireworks sparkled above, everyone agreed it was the most memorable New Year's celebration the Whimsical Woods had ever seen. The end.